Well, hello, everybody. I am Chris, coming to you live from my stamping room in Worthington, Minnesota, and I am catching up on Card a Day in May card challenge. So today we're going to do card number 16, and it is an animal card. I'll tell you what, I was a little bit challenged because I don't have a lot of current animal stamp sets. I don't even have a lot of retired animal stamp sets, but never fear, I came up with a nice little project for today. So let me flip the camera down and let's get started. It is cold and gloomy, and it is the perfect kind of day to be in your stamping room. So here is, whoa, let's get settled. There we go. Okay, so this is what you're going to need if you would like to make this card. And I have a little surprise for you at the end. So a piece of thick white cardstock, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, scored in the middle. I have misplaced my bone folder, or 2 or 3 or 4. So I'm using my thumbnail today. Okay, there's my card base. The next layer is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 white cardstock, and I've embossed it using the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder. This is current and is $12. Okay, this layer is going to just get glued onto the card base. I'm using mono liquid adhesive glue. It is my go-to. That and dimensionals for sure. All right, let's set that aside to let that dry nicely. My next layer is 4 1/4 by 3. Nice and small. And I'm bringing in a stamp set that's been around for a little while, but definitely lots of uses. I am going to be stamping the bird, just that little bird. And I'm using Memento black ink. And let's see. We're just going to stamp him off to the side there. And then I am stamping the word hello right off to the edge. All right, let's get my ink out of the way. I wonder if I should use cloud cover. I haven't used this yet. So I'm going to just color a little bit of this on my scrap paper. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. All right, we're using cloud cover. So let's go around the edges of his wings with the dark cloud, and maybe a little bit up there. And then we're going to come in and go right over that with the light, and you'll see how that gives us that shadowing, shading look that the blends make you actually look like you are an artist. I love that about our blends. Okay, so just a couple little darker spots. And you know what? I'm also going to bring in the Timid Tiger the Timid Tiger Stampin' Write marker, and I'm just going to give him ever such a tiny little beak. There you go. That is all we are doing on the front of this card. All right, now I'm bringing in my black and very vanilla, what's it called? Large check ribbon. And let's set that to the side. And I'm bringing in just some scrap paper here. And I'm going to take my dark cloud cover blend. I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm just going to color very gently and just, I don't know, maybe 2 inches of this ribbon. Did you know you could do this? This is going to allow me to make the ribbon a matching color. Let's get those out of the way. I'm going to let this dry for a second. One thing that happens when you color your ribbon is it does make it a little bit stiffer, but if you're not tying it into a bow, it doesn't really matter. And I'm not this time. All right, now I'm going to bring in some tear tape. And at the very top here, I'm going to put a little bit of tear tape. And then I am using my foam sheets, not any specific reason other than that, I don't know, they're easy to work with. I need 6, so let's go ahead and put one of these on each corner. And then I'm going to put one in the middle-ish and 2 in the middle-ish. And let me go ahead and peel off that wax backing, and I'm going to put another one right here. Now that this is dry, I am going to adhere this to the top, and then I'm going to just fold it over, loop it over just a little bit so that on the back these are parallel. And you see, you just don't need that much at all. Let's go ahead and peel off all of our backing pieces. And we're going to attach this right to the center of our card base. The last thing I will need is to stamp the back, and that is my completed note card with an animal. It's a little bit crooked. I'm gonna take that off and straighten it before I post it. Sometimes these lines are a little deceiving though. Nope, it's definitely a little crooked, and I will fix that. But cards don't have to be difficult. They can be nice and simple. Could I add more to this? Absolutely. I could sponge around the edge. I could add a little grass. I could doodle. That would be really fun. But I'm just going to keep it simple today. And what I wanted to share with you is this set of note cards that I made that I'm going to be giving as a gift. So from this stamp set, I used the bee, and this one I went out on a limb and I embossed at an angle, which I thought was kind of fun. That darn glare. The bee, the bunny, which I colored the ribbon with Flirty Flamingo, the penguin, and the one we just did, the little bird. So there you have it, a cute little note set that did not take me long. I will tie this up with a little matching ribbon and give this as a gift. These actually would also make cute baby cards. If you have a baby shower coming up, go ahead and give these a try and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.